Hello?
Oh, hi. Could I speak to Mr. Smith, please?
Yeah, speaking.
Oh, hi, Mr. Smith. My name's Anthea. I'm calling from London Buses, Customer Services.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Hi. I'm just calling in regards to the report you logged
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. I just need some additional information in order to get this complaint processed and
Okay.
forwarded on. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to require the screen. Okay, so what we've got here is that it was the Helm Ride service.
Yeah.
An old lady pressed the bell to get off.
Yeah, two of them.
But the driver replied, I'm not a taxi service.
Yeah, and I'm not stopping from door to door for old ladies.
Okay. Then said that's a load of rubbish.
Well, basically, when he did pull over, which was at the end of the road, and the road is about 250, 300 yards long, Crescent Road, I believe we were in.
Yeah.
When he got to the end there, they sort of commented to the driver, you know, why didn't you stop and all that? And he was going on again, I'm not a taxi service, blah, blah, blah. And they replied, well, the other drivers stop. And he said, yeah, I know, I keep hearing about that, but I don't.
Okay.
You know, people keep telling me that, the other drivers stop.
Yeah.
So he's got a bee in his bonnet, he's got his own little attitude, he's got his own little world, and really to backchat the passengers, especially elderly ladies, is not right.
Right, okay.
I've had a little bit of a problem with him as well a few weeks ago. I normally the bus stops right at the end of my road, but he never stops there. He goes on until we get to the bus stop.
Right.
So I knew this guy was a bit funny, but yesterday when he showed that attitude, I thought, if he was a temporary driver, but he's not, he's been here too long now.
Right. Okay.
I mean, the point is, he was rude to the point where he was saying, you know, the other lady said, well, the other drivers stop, and he said, yeah, I know, I keep hearing about that, as if it doesn't apply to him.
Right, okay.
And that was the really annoying bit. When he said that, the other passengers that were still on the bus, we were all kind of looking at each other. And that's when I said, I'll get his name and number and ring his boss and give them some stick. Right, when I got off the bus, he's then, and I'm walking down the road, he's then driving parallel with me, giving me the eyeball over his left shoulder. So he's driving forward and looking at me at right angles over his left shoulder in a menacing sort of way.
Right. Mr. Smith, bear with me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I just need to type up these details.
Okay.
So you said two ladies,
Yeah,
old ladies.
two old ladies,
complaining.
yeah.
Okay. So they were complaining about the driver not stopping.
Well, yeah, they were sort of asking him, why weren't you stopping? He said, oh, I'm not a taxi service, I don't do door to door, I'm letting you off here.
And the driver replied he's not a taxi service.
Yeah, and he doesn't do door to door. I mean, I can understand that.
And they commented that the other drivers do.
Yeah. But he said, yeah, I keep hearing about that. In other words, other passengers are asking him to stop, and he's saying, no, I don't have to stop.
So he replied, I keep hearing about that.
Yeah, those were his words. I keep hearing, people keep telling me that, or I keep hearing about that.
Okay. And then what happened then?
Well, the old ladies get off, and you know the other passengers that were on the bus, we were all sort of looking at each other. And I said, you know, I wasn't shouting or nothing, but he must have overheard me. I said, I'll get his number and I'll ring their boss and give them some stick.
And then you said when you got off the bus...
Yeah, in Westbrook Crescent. I got off at the actual bus stop instead of my street.
Was that Westwood Crescent?
Westbrook
Okay.
Crescent. At the actual bus stop, next door to East Barnet School.
Okay. Westbrook Crescent. Okay.
Okay. So when I got off the bus, I sort of looked at the number that's on the side of the bus, 146 or 156. It was written in black felt pen, black and blue.
Was it 146?
I believe it was 146. It could have been 156. I'm dyslexic with numbers.
Oh, right, okay. So you looked at the number and then what happened?
Well, I noticed he was looking at me, looking at the number. But as I walked down the road, he was driving parallel with me.
Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So the driver was driving parallel to you?
Yeah, with he wasn't looking forward. He had his head turned 90 degrees left over his shoulder, looking at me through the passenger door where you come on.
He had his head turned 90 degrees.
Yeah, looking at me.
Over his left shoulder?
Yeah. And he was driving forward, only about 2 miles an hour, walking speed. But as he accelerated away, he kept his eyeballs on me, so he was actually twisting his neck behind himself now.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, and that's when I thought, I'm going to have this guy. He could have run over my cat.
Oh, dear. So as he accelerated away, he was still looking at you?
Yeah, but twisting his head further and further back, keeping his eye on me, until there was a point of no return, of course.
Okay.
It's a very good bus service, and I've been homeless for 20 odd years. I didn't know you could do Hal and Ride and all of that. But when I can understand if the driver can't stop in the street because there's cars parked up on either side, and I can understand all that. But to just blatantly screw around, especially with older people, it's just not on, and he shouldn't have been back chatting.
Right, okay. Okay, bear with me. I've taken more or less all the details in regards, a more detailed account in regards to what happened. But I need to ask you a few more questions in regards to location, etc. So bear with me 2 seconds, please. Our system's going a bit slow today.
Yeah.
Okay, so what day was this?
This was yesterday.
That was the 21st. And what time was this?
Oh my God. Hang on, if I check my computer, because I know when I reported it, it was bus driver reported time created. Okay, the bus driver, I was reporting it at 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it took me about 6 minutes to get through to the person on the phone. So I reckon it happened at 4 o'clock. By about 4:15, he would have been parked up at Cockfosters.
Okay. Was it a 384 bus?
384, yeah.
Okay, going towards
Cockfosters.
And what road did you board the bus on?
I got on the bus opposite Sainsbury's, which I believe is East Barnet Road. I think that's when the old ladies got on there as well.
Okay. Mr. Smith, moving on to a description about of the bus driver. He was male, I'm assuming.
It was about, he was about, I guess, between no younger than 27, not much older than, say, 35, 38.
Okay. Was he wearing glasses?
He was, yeah. They were black sort of sunglasses, small.
Okay.
Very, very short hair, about maybe a quarter of an inch, half an inch long.
Okay. His build, was he large?
He was what I call medium build, very, very slightly stocky medium build.
Okay. And his, did he have facial hair, beard or moustache?
No, not particularly, no.
They were clean shaven?
He might have been unshaven by one day, but then I am all the time, so I hardly noticed that.
Right, okay. And his ethnicity, was he Asian?
Oh no, he was definitely an English guy.
He was a white man?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get the vehicle registration number?
Do you know what? I didn't, but I know it's got an 05 in the number, and I think it might have been LDR. It's this sort of dyslexic thing, you know. I was reading a number, and I was trying to text it in, and I just blew it.
Okay, not to worry. I've got the 146 number.
Yeah, but I'm certain by 4:15 he would have been parked up at Cockfosters.
Okay.
Because the Cockfosters is only about 5 minutes from here on the end of the journey.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, I've taken all the necessary details in regards to the driver's description.
Okay.
In regards to what happened, I've just I've taken some notes, and basically what I've said is that you said there were two old ladies complaining about the driver not stopping.
Yeah.
The driver replied that I'm not a taxi service, I don't do door-to-door.
Yeah.
And you advised that the ladies commented that the other drivers do, and the driver replied, people keep telling me about that.
That's right.
Eventually the ladies got off and the passengers were looking at each other.
Yeah.
You commented...
Myself included.
Yeah. You commented that you were going to get the driver's number, call the boss and give them some stick.
Yeah.
You advised that when you got off the bus at Westbrook Crescent, that
I looked at the
the number on the side of the bus, which was a 146 or 156.
Yeah.
And you noticed the driver looking at you.
Yeah.
Looking at the number.
Yeah.
As you were walking down the road, the driver was driving parallel to you.
Yeah.
He had his head turned 90 degrees over his left shoulder, looking at you and driving forward.
Yeah.
As the driver accelerated away, he had his head turned further back, keeping his eyes on you.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said that his behaviour was very menacing.
Oh, I believe that is. Yeah, he should be looking where he's going.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've got all the necessary details, Mr. Smith. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen from here on.
Okay.
I'm going to get this complaint forwarded on to the bus driver's management down at Potter's Bar Garage.
Right.
Now, what will happen is they'll try and positively ID the driver in question.
Yeah.
Once he's been identified, he'll then be called in to be interviewed by the senior management of the garage. Now, what will happen is they'll look at the driver's track record, and obviously they'll have they would have investigated this incident as well. Yeah. And taking all those factors into consideration will depend any action that's taken against the driver.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it could be anything. From he could be retrained. He could need retraining in customer services. Or depending on his past conduct, it could be suspension.
Well, that's right, yeah, he's done this before, because he's a new boy, but he seems like an experienced driver.
Oh, right,
so maybe he gets moved around like they do with dodgy police officers.
Yeah.
You know? I know what happens, babe. Some people you can't fire.
Yeah, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So that's basically in essence what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and get this forwarded on so they can start the investigation process. Now, Mr. Smith, just to let you know that unfortunately, due to TfL stance on employee confidentiality, they don't disclose anything that happens in the
I understand.
or anything like that. But I'm going to get this forwarded on straight away, and I'm just going to give you a customer reference number.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you have a pen handy to take one? Okay. Your reference number is 100
373
2870.
2870.
That's right.
Yep, I've already got that.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, you've got it already?
Yep.
All right, okay.
From yesterday.
All right, okay.
Okay.
I do need to ask you, are you happy to have your details passed along with this report?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your my address? You haven't got my address. Do you want it?
No, that won't be necessary.
Okay.
That's fine. And Mr. Smith, can I just ask, are you happy to leave this with me?
Yep.
Okay, that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'll get this forwarded on straight away, and should you need to get back to anyone, my name's Anthea, so you can ask to speak to me.
Yeah, okay.
That's right, yeah. So that's all been done for you now.
What actual phone are you on? Because I have to do this through the 222-1234 general inquiries.
Okay.
Do you have a direct number?
our telephone numbers 08. It's an 0845 number.
0845.
0845 300.
300.
7000.
7000.
Yeah.
Have you got an extension in particular, or should I just ask for Anthea?
My extension is 82803. 82803.
82803.
Yeah. But I'm the only Anthea here.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, you probably won't hear from me because I'm quite happy with what you've done. All I want to do is report it, and like you say, if he's got previous on this, then maybe he needs to be disciplined further.
Exactly.
So, you know, and in the future, if anyone reports it, at least this one is logged as well.
Exactly, because this will remain on his record as well. Yeah.
You know, I've got all greatest respect for people who work for the public, but when they do that, it's wrong.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I understand. I mean, this is not the kind of behaviour, obviously, we expect from our drivers.
Yeah.
And if drivers are falling short of their duties, then we need it brought to our attention so we can try and do something about it.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do is, like, improve the overall system.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. So just to say thanks for bringing this to our attention.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, thanks very much for calling me back.
You're well welcome, no problem.
All right, if you need to speak to me again, just do so.
Will do.
Cheers, thanks.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.